So I am working on this new 5 steps to move through change, and you can imagine, like, when I'm in this kind of developing mode, creating something mode, flip charts, post-it notes everywhere. Love a good flip chart. You can't beat it, can you? So I thought, why not try and scribble my thoughts, like my workings out, to explain, okay, where does this 5 steps to move through change, where does it fit in the sphere of organisational change, and how can I explain it? So I'm going to give it a go. Who knows, might work, might not, but let's see. So this is what I think happens. So there's some sort of, like, I don't know, what is that? That's a nice scribble. There's some sort of thing happens where a leadership team in an organisation will say, right, we need change, we need transformation, this isn't working, the way that we've been doing things, it's got to change. That could be a profit thing, it could be a performance thing, it could be an industry, a marketplace, whatever the thing is that's made a business say things have got to be different, we've got to change. It's an event, and therefore the leadership team need to now do something. Now, I'm going to generally speak about this in very broad terms, but what happens is the leadership team then go away and they have a lovely sort of away day at a nice hotel, maybe go for a walk. Maybe this is in the past, I don't know what's been going on last year, but anyway, this is what we used to do, isn't it? We used to go away, have a nice team event, brainstorm all of these ideas together, think of ideas. We used to question and answer all sorts of different things, chuck it all around. Maybe we would allocate a few head ofs or senior leaders to go away and do some more deeper work on some of that stuff, and it could take a week, a month, a year to develop this thing, but it's a little bit behind the scenes and it's in development mode. And then at some point, maybe the CEO or somebody will go, right, we're ready to share our thing to the world, bring in the comms people. Here we go. So most of the time comms gets brought in at that point. Sometimes we're at that point, sometimes we're even at that point. But let's talk about it very generally. Okay, comms to do the delivery is brought in at that stage. And we would then, as a communications team, create an amazing narrative. We would do some beautiful sort of interventions, maybe leadership briefings, Q&A sessions, what a grand tour, maybe even showcase, whatever it is. We would put that together along with maybe the HR team, learning and development team, maybe the change team, whoever it is that's owning some of this stuff. We would all get together and create this amazing program. And then, okay, penny's running out. What's all that about? You can tell that I've been scribbling and scribbling. Right, let's get a new pen. There we go. So we put together this program, have some beautiful Gantt charts, beautiful Excel spreadsheets, maybe even. Obviously PowerPoint. We love a good PowerPoint, don't we, with some lovely clip art. But anyway, we'd have all of these assets, and then it would be the day. Communicate. This is where we are going. This is our North Star, this is our vision, whatever it is, this is where we are, and this is now what we need everyone to do. We need you, all of you in the organisation now to think about this, and maybe even at some point we talk about maybe you're either on the bus or you're not on the bus, but this is where we're heading, and this is what you will be doing, and this is who you will be to get there. So okay, so far we've got the strategic development here, we've got the comms and the change program here, and it's all good stuff. And now we've got all these people here that are going, right, what the heck? What the heck is this? Now, what happens is if these people go, yeah, but what about this? What about that? Because now these people are actually in this space here. They're in the trying to work it all out space. What does it mean for me? What? And they're in fear space now as well, because now they're kind of thinking, well, things are going to change. What does it mean for me? So depending on who you are, how you work through change, how the people around you, how your manager is working on this, you could be reacting in all sorts of different ways to this. And you get the traditional change models of people being like early adopters, people resisting, folding their arms, whatever, going, yeah, been there, done that, seen all this before, whatever, move on. You get all of this going on in this space. So how do you help people to deal with the change? Well, this is where the 5 steps comes into it. Because what people need right now at that stage is, what I believe they need, is space. They need space to think. And quite often that is not the case. It's in short supply because we've got big work lists, we've got stuff to do, we've got productivity. Essentially an organisation is a factory. We need to output, output, output. Otherwise, what are you doing? If you're just sitting there, what are you doing? So space is not built into any of these charts, and yet space to think and process is the very thing that will get you to a point quicker. So these 5 steps are really a framework to help people acknowledge what's going on, accept it and go, okay, change is around, this is what's happening, where am I in that space? The next step is about reactions and being more in tune with you as a person, because you have to own change, whoever you are, whether you're this person, the leader, the manager, or the person that change is happening to. It's not happening to you, you're reacting to it, you're in charge of your response. So how do you react to change? How can you change yourself in that situation? What's the work that you can do internally to help you cope with that situation? The next step is all around process. How do you give meaning to it? How are you understanding it? How are you articulating it? What do you need? What questions do you need? What resources do you need around you? How are you processing this, again, to get the best out of it for you? The final 2 steps are around exploring, which is opening up to the possibility that actually this could be a good thing. And that's where all organisations need to get somebody to. You need to be in that space, the exploration space, opening your mind to something before you can accept any of these beautiful communications, whether you can turn up to a Q&A with a leadership team and ask really good questions. You have to be in that open-minded space. And how quickly you have got yourself into that space depends on how good you are in these 3 steps here. If you've already done work on yourself, you could already be in there. So you might be one of those people that somebody comes along and says, oh, this change, and you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm open to that. Okay, I'm going to get curious about it. But quite often, quite a lot of us, we need more time. We need to understand it. We need to process it. We need to think about, well, how does this fit in my world? What else is going on? So exploration is, okay, I accept there could be opportunity here. How can I see this differently? And the final bit is choose. You then need to acknowledge you're choosing what happens next. You are owning what happens next. As an individual here, you are owning it. Not manager, not your leader, none of these people that you maybe spend a lot of time blaming and talking about and moaning about. You're owning what happens next. And then, only at that point, you can then decide, am I on the bus or not? Because now you know, what is the bus? Where is the bus going? I know a little bit more about it. I'm prepared to get on it. I know what's in it for me. I know what I'm bringing to the bus. Then you can get on the bus. Or if it's not for you anymore, actually maybe some things have changed too much, values or whatever's gone on in the organisation, you decide, nope, it's not for me anymore, I'm out of here. That's fine. It's a good outcome. Organisations need people to be in this space of connection, but they need people to own it. You don't want people sitting around who are going to be against it. You don't need people sitting around who are feeling like they're just going to be fighting against it. If you're in that space, choose and own and decide, okay, what do you need to do now for yourself? Because no one needs to be in a space of fighting and unhappiness. That is the thinking. This is where the 5 steps fit in. It helps people move through this space as quickly as possible. I mean, some people it will take more time than others, but move you into a space of acknowledging that you own the change in your world, even if it has come out of an away day in a beautiful hotel somewhere. And that is what it's all about. If this sounds interesting at all, we would love to talk to you. We're working with organisations at the moment who are going through change, but we're sort of developing with people because it is in development stage. And I say I would usually do this part. I'm a comms consultant by background. I've done huge transformation programs for all sorts of different brands, and I'd either be in this space or this space. But actually the missing piece, how do we help people through change? So get in touch, anotherdoor.co.uk if you're interested in anything that you've heard today. Thank you.